up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with my own new review of the Belle Collective. Now, off rip, this episode really wasn't given much. It was all about Marie, and I wasn't really here for it. But this upcoming episode, it looks like shit's gonna hit the fan, okay? But let's get started. So we got Letitia. She's about to have lunch with Carrie. She wants to discuss some things with her. And she's trying to show us that she is a woman about her business, okay? Like, she's pretending to call somebody, looking at her calendar to let them know about their upcoming court date. Because Letitia reminds us that she is a bail bondsman. She's a paralegal. And she has a mentorship program. Along with her trying to be the queen of brunches, she is all about her business. So don't play about Letitia Pearson, the enterprise. I said, girl, go away from me with this bullshit, okay? Talking about how she has it all. Do you have it all? Because I have not seen you navigate in any one of these jobs that you've had since season 1. You've been peddling these tired-ass brunches all this time. You've been trying to elevate more than just these brunches. And you haven't gone anywhere because, what? To me, though, I think that all of these other titles you've had are just side hustles. And I do think that this show is your main source of income, because what have you shown since being on this show? What has elevated for you business-wise from this show since the first season? I ain't seen it, but I digress. So she wants to collaborate with Carrie. This is so obvious of Letitia. Anytime that Letitia wants to collaborate with an idea that she had, she can never execute it on her own. She got to enlist somebody who already has done the work, and she wants to attach her name to it. Hence Carrie Paul. Since Carrie Paul is somewhat of a name from where she's from, she's also a business owner of multiple restaurants. So it's like, since she carries a name, I want to attach my name to her so that way it can elevate what I want to do. Whatever, Letitia. Anyway. So she pretty much wants to have a relaunch social, which is an introduction to bringing back the Women's of Mississippi brunches. But before we get to that, we talk about Marie's party. You know, Carrie was throwing shade about how it really wasn't what it was given, because it wasn't. Letitia didn't like the shade that she got towards Jackson, whatever. Letitia is so concerned over Marie's relationship because Carrie felt like there was tension in the room. Letitia said, no, not so much tension, but confusion, because based off of what Marie has had going on with Martin, that's what Letitia was familiar with, that she was with Martin. So now that she's with Cedric, it's like, how we get here? But I don't think Letitia care about what Marie got going on. I just think she enjoys talking about somebody else's relationship. But anyway, here she goes again, like I said, peddling these tired-ass brunches. So you want to have a social to invite the ladies to be aware of the brunches are coming back. So you're inviting them to a brunch to talk about another brunch, a tour of brunches. What do these tours do? What are they supposed to be about? You keep on saying you want women to network, to collaborate, but what does it do for you? What is your return on having these brunches? Are you still selling your brunch plates? I mean, listen, we're approaching the holiday season, Letitia. I hope you have winter plates, fall plates. Like, what is it? So, of course, Carrie said, listen, if you want to have this event, you need to have sponsors. And she said, listen, I know I've been doing it all by myself. We know that. That's why nobody else has been collaborating with you, because I don't think you know how to execute what is it you want from these brunches. So that's why she wants to collaborate with Carrie, because she's a social butterfly and she's good at hosting events. And like I said before, it's because Carrie is already a name. She already has businesses under her belt. She's already in that realm. But whatever, Letitia. Bye. I'm moving on. So we got Marie. She's at her methadone clinic to check in with Essie about some upcoming policy changes, and we get an update on Essie's health. You know, Essie's health was declining last season. She's been traveling back and forth to Alabama for her lung transplant treatments, and everything is working out well. Okay, she's in good health. She's in good hands. Very happy to see Essie, and Essie definitely looks very happy. She's looking like she's glowing. Super happy to hear that about Essie. So then Marie is also telling Essie that it's time for her to retire. She's been giving her a lot of thoughts. They have multiple locations of her methadone clinics. They're renovating a 26-bedroom facility, and she's been an entrepreneur for 25 years. So it's like, what more can I do? So now she's ready to be done. Now, this has already been a repeated conversation she's had with Essie before about retiring, and Essie convinced her to work one more year. And obviously that year has came and gone. Now Essie said, okay, give me another 12 months. She's like, why? because nobody's going to do the work like you do. Nobody's not going to come in and execute it like the way you do. So until they hire another chief executive officer, she wants Marie to still work. But Marie don't want to. She can't give her another year. She said she's over, she's done with. I mean, how old are you, Marie? Listen, I ain't got nothing against you on retiring, but I just think that she's ready to not have her life be so chaotic anymore. She's ready to just have a carefree life where she ain't got to work as hard, and she just wants to pretty much live off of all of her hard work, right? But Marie said, I'm having a good time, I'm enjoying myself, but I'm conflicted, you know, because she's given herself to both Cedric and Martin. She has love for Cedric, and she has grown to like Martin. And I don't believe this is real. Like, a lot of people don't believe this is real. But she has said this is somebody she has grown to really care about. And that Martin has brought her out of a comfort zone to be at the back of a jet ski. We even see a video of that. So it's like, okay. So Martin definitely brought something out of you that you never thought you could do. So she's like, what can I do? And now she's telling us that she hasn't heard from Martin in about 2 weeks since he's been out of town. So on one hand, she's having fun with Martin, but on the other hand, her heart is leading towards a certain direction, and she has to make a decision. Here's my thing though, Marie. What has Cedric showed you that you can give him another chance? Based on what you've already gone with him, I'm not mad about going back to your first love and all that type of stuff. I ain't got no issue with that at all. But I mean, seeing how you light up when you mention all the things you would have never done until you got with Martin, I just think that you should follow your heart and find something different than what you're used to. But maybe try to see if Cedric will be just as adventurous as you learned yourself to be. I don't know. But we're going to continue on with Marie, because here she is again at Cedric's nasty ass house in her roller wrap, in a robe, fixing him some breakfast, which she's not even really doing. She's just cutting up some grapes and strawberries without a cutting board on a serving tray with a mug of orange juice. And then the fact that I'm seeing Cedric literally behind the kitchen in this tiny ass bed with this old ass wooden frame. I'm like, what the hell is this? Get out of my face with this, y'all. No, for real, get out of my face. I really don't have time. And I honestly don't understand exactly what it is that I'm supposed to, like, believe. You really are in bed with Cedric right now, and it looks like you can't even fit. Y'all, there is I don't know what kind of bird this is in front of me, but he has a long ass neck, and he is, like, waving it at me. And I don't understand what's going on here. I'm feeling kind of afraid. Y'all see this damn bird? Is it a goose? Is it a geese? What kind of bird is this? Making me lose my train of thought. But, so they discussed the party. And it was awkward because realizing she got 2 of her men in the same room, she really didn't know how to handle it. And then we see a flashback of Cedric talking to Martin about their history. They share a daughter, but he's also been married before. He got older children. And then when he was dancing with Marie, then when he saw Marie dancing with Martin, he said he felt like a sucker. Continue to feel like a sucker, Cedric. Because I don't understand how you feel some type of way when you were the one who kept hurting her throughout the marriage. And you've been aware that Marie already had another partner in the mix, so I don't understand. Like, that's the whole thing for me. What are you feeling that you supposed to make Marie feel? Because you was already in a situation by the time you and Marie got closer. And she was already in her situation, so what do you want her to do? Anyway, in his confessional, he's talking about how he believes he's the right man for Marie because they got history. They have a daughter together. He has unconditional love. Is that it? Or is it because you believe that Marie probably can't do no better than you? Because obviously she was able to experience something with Martin. And just because you came around, you're not the end all be all. Like, Cedric, you can miss me. But then he's also trying to make it seem as if maybe it's not the right time for them to figure things out. And, of course, that prompts Marie to feel guilty that she is in a situation where she feels something for 2 men. And it's like, okay, but just bear with me, okay? I mean, listen, Marie had to figure out how to take your ass back after all the things you've done to her. So that's my thing. I don't think you have the right to tell Marie that she needs to make a decision. I don't believe you have the right to give her an ultimatum, choose me or him. Because is it a guarantee that you are going to be a different person than you were when you guys were married? Are you going to be completely faithful to her? That's what I want to know. So, whatever. But this whole scene was just like cringeworthy to me. Because when she said that she had a date night with him and then one thing led to another, here she is in his bed. Like, you really slept with this man? I just can't picture him sleeping with you. I really can't. But you know what? I'm done. I'm going to move on. So now we move on to Selena. She's at her house putting some clothes away. Her and Mike are still having problems. On top of her having a lot going on. You know, she is helping her daughter Sky, getting ready to have her first baby. And she is planning a all-white affair in honor of her son. So when Mike comes over, he's bringing some groceries in. And she's giving him the silent treatment based off of what he hasn't told her. So when he walks into the room, realizes that she's not speaking to him, it's awkward silence between them. Then he then says, what the hell's wrong with you? I laugh because how dare you, nigga, say what the hell is wrong with you? First of all, don't come in here gaslighting Selena as if what you've done hasn't caused you to receive the silent treatment. Okay? So telling him what the problem is. First, you're not telling me things I should know about. And then while you were out of town, I'll call you and you don't pick up the phone. That's an issue. It's like, you think this is a game? It's like you're acting like you're my boyfriend, not my fiance. So I don't know what the problem is. Then Mike looks like a deer caught in headlights as if he don't understand. Why? Because I don't be telling you stuff? Yes. You're supposed to tell your fiance about you buying big ass items like a boat and an 18-wheeler truck. The hell? And it's like, listen, we too old for these types of games. We too old to have these type of issues in a relationship. Because she's your fiance, Mike. Telling her about you buying an item as big as that should be something you should discuss with her. Going out of town and telling her when you're going out of town is a big deal to discuss. And you not picking up the phone while you're out of town, like, don't play. Simple communication. I swear to God, if you're in a bad area, tell me that you're in a bad area and you'll find a way to reach me later. And if you miss my call, message me back and say, hey, I'm sorry I missed your call. We'll call you. Or if you fell asleep, say, hey, babe, I'm sorry I fell asleep. Simple. It is so simple. It's very simple, okay? And, you know, Selena is wondering, like, how did it all get here? Has he gotten comfortable that he's not supposed to do the things he normally would have done, which is tell me everything? So she's like, listen, all the things you did to get me are the things you need to do to keep me. And I have to agree. Like, people think once you put a ring on it, that's it, that's all. No, a relationship take work. And you have to continue on with working in the relationship in order to be happy. So please don't play. So then they also argue back and forth about who has walked away during the argument, who don't stay and listen. And then Selena mentions that Letitia is going to set up an outing for them so that way they can figure out how to fix their communication issues. Because she said that Letitia and Glenn have figured out a way to make their marriage work. They've been through hell and back. So I know they can help us. Wrong again, Selena. I disagree with you again. I do not believe that Letitia is going to give you sound advice on how to fix your relationship if she can't even do it. Then to say it can't get any worse based off of what you and Mike got going on, well, asking Letitia for help can be the worst of the worst, Selena. I think you need to seek a real counselor, a real therapist, a real relationship expert to help figure out your communication issues. Not Letitia and Glenn. Please believe me. So we're moving on. We got Letitia. This dumbass relaunch social to announce the tour for brunches has come, and she said that her brunches are more than an expensive hobby. It's more for people to network and socialize and be successful. In what realm? Be successful how? What does it do for you? Is there a foundation you're connected to when it comes to your brunches? Are you operating in a charity aspect? Like, I swear to God, I've asked this question since season fucking 1. What is the purpose of these brunches? Anyway. Okay, so now Latrice comes in and Latrice looks amazing. I love her hair, her outfit, everything. The girls were out, but Latrice, this was not the right attire for a social lunch. No, this looked like you were going out to the club with this cutout, asymmetrical cut. that expose both sides of your breast. I'm very happy that you feel happy with what you just ordered. But this was not the right place for this. Does Cliff know you came out of the house looking like that? Let me know. So Latrice is happy to be here to support Letitia, but she's also feeling conflicted after finding out about Amanda receiving DMs from Glenn, and she doesn't want to take this to Letitia because she doesn't want to hurt her, and she doesn't want this to hurt your friendship. I don't know. Out of anything that Letitia and Glenn got going on, I doubt this will hurt your friendship. But like I said before, Latrice, you did not seek out this information. You didn't ask for it. You didn't set it up. This was Amanda's choice to tell you, right? And speaking of Amanda, I recently watched Millie Chung's interview with Amanda, and Amanda kind of gave us a rundown about what took place between her and Glenn. And we're probably going to see all that unfold this upcoming episode. But based off of what I believe, off of that interview, Amanda's not really fond of Letitia. And I can't say that she shouldn't, because she doesn't believe that Letitia has been a good friend to Latrice as well as other women. But I'm wondering, why did Amanda decide to do it? You know what I'm saying? And I also believe that this is something that Letitia was already aware of, and it's just setting up for it to be the biggest explosion on the show. Because even in that interview, it sounds to me that Letitia was preparing for this kind of information to be saved for this season. You know, Letitia is a producer in her head, okay? She always likes to make sure that she is aware and on top of situations that she can control, she can maneuver, but that's not reality TV. And this is not new for Glenn and Letitia. They like this type of shit. They love exploiting their marriage on the show because they love what it gives them. They love the popularity they believe is what's giving them, because drama sells on reality TV, and as well as infidelity rumors on the show sells as well. But that's not real though. If you're manufacturing old situations and making them new for the sake of having a drama-filled episode or a drama-filled season, then it's not real. It's like you're taking the lazy route to fake problems, fake situations, instead of actually having real situations be talked about and real drama being resolved and figured out. Like, I don't have time for that. But anyway, Latrice, I understand how you feel. But then she's also not really happy to see Selena either, because she feels like Selena ghosted her when it came down to her being the bar manager at Taste. So the usual, Letitia wanted to give herself an uplifting speech about women empowerment, building legacies, and blah, blah, blah. I still don't see what is the purpose of these fucking brunches, but whatever. Then she said that everybody in the collective is working together. We are uplifting one another. We're supporting one another. That's how it should be. But do you not know who was missing out of this collective, Letitia? Tambra. Where is Tambra? How are you supposed to say the collective is working, the collective is in a better place, but not everybody is here? Was Tambra invited? Was Tambra not able to make it? And Tambra, girl, I have been on your side for the last couple of seasons based off what you've been dealing with and based off of how the other ladies have been treating you. But when are you going to clock in? Okay, you're literally fading in the background, being a friend of, popping in when you want to pop in. I'm going to need to see more of you, Tambra. I'm not playing with you. You need to show up, all right? And then we get Latrice finally meeting Carrie, which was so awkward because Carrie was loud and she was, you know, in Latrice's face. But Latrice has nothing bad to say about Carrie, okay? She likes somebody who's dramatic, who's loud. That type of energy she is good with. But I also feel like, are y'all giving Carrie a bad edit or a bad introduction for her to not be liked? With the way that she's shading Marie and the way that she's coming in, lots of people are not finding her shade very welcoming, not really appreciating. But why though? That's the thing. Like, y'all introduced her all kind of weird ways, okay? She first is introduced in Marie's party. She's not getting a rundown of how she'll like every other Belle, and then she's just up in Latrice's face. It's just very weird how y'all introducing her, in my opinion. So Marie finally shows up and she looks a hot ass mess, okay, looking like a tube of aluminum foil with these Martian ears on her head, okay, giving Supernova Girl from Xenon, okay. Carrie was quick with the shade, okay. You are going on a whole journey. You're giving Spaceship Navigator realness right now, okay, which I wasn't mad at, because I don't know what the hell was this, Marie. I don't know. You had this mixed pattern of denim with this metallic skirt. Your hair was in these bantu knots. What was this? I don't understand it. So then they were just, surrounding Marie, asking her what's been going on, especially Latrice, because Latrice did not go to her party. So she's trying to hear what happened. And then Marie kind of got defensive by saying, oh, why y'all all up in my business? Let's play a game. Let's play a game of truth or dare or true or false if you have had infidelity in your marriage. First of all, that was random as hell. And why would you want to flip it and ask other women if they experience infidelity? Well, first of all, put your hand up because you've experienced it. Letitia, put your hand up because you've experienced it. And Latrice, you might be next, so put your pinky up. But at the end of the day, Marie, I don't know why you want to change the conversation because you don't like that everybody's in your business. But this is the first time we're in your business. And your business was everywhere. Everybody saw your business at your party, so they have the right to ask you. And they all are confused about what is going on between you and Martin and Cedric. And that's what Letitia tell her. Like, it's about understanding what's going on, because the last time we hung out, Martin was the boyfriend, and now he's the friend. And how did Cedric become my man, my man? And she said it kind of happened in between her and Martin, I guess, moving towards being more in a serious relationship. And then Cedric's brother passed, and that opened the door for them to figure it out. So that's why she's in a predicament. I was like, oh, girl, fine. So then Selena and Latrice, they have their own separate conversation because Latrice feels like Selena wasn't there for her when it came down to the opening of Taste and being there as the bar manager. And Selena knows that I hear what you're saying because I know I was supposed to be working with you at the restaurant, but I did have my car accident. And then I also felt like you were being distant towards me. So Latrice admits that she was in her feelings about her not working with her, and she has felt like the accident was an excuse. How can her being in an accident be an excuse of her not wanting to work with you? Like she said, she had to recover. She was hit on her side. She had a seizure. So how can that be an excuse? And Latrice, were you not aware? It sounds to me like you was aware, but I guess you didn't double confirm that it was a serious accident, because to say that's an excuse, that lets me know you were aware of her accident, but you never double confirmed and checked in on her and see if she is still able to work. But to me, that's selfish of you to not have a little bit of patience and understand that she might not be physical to work. She might not be physically able to work at the time, and she's trying to get her strength back. And then she admits that she was in her feelings, and she could have called her earlier and checked in on her to see if she still wanted to work with her instead of being in her feelings, which I see that's what Latrice likes to do. And then Selena said, I was in my feelings too, because right after my accident, my son's dog died, and you know how much his dog meant to me. I felt like I lost another part of my son. So I guess throughout that, Selena wasn't really communicating her feelings and navigating another loss. So, but understanding how that can hurt Latrice because of what she wanted her to be a part of. Selena was like, I hear you, and I'm sorry about not telling you about how things was going on with me, and that I still wanted to work with you. So I appreciate Selena for being accountable for how she did not handle this well, but I did not hear apology for Selena, because I do think she is owed one. The girl just suffered a car accident, and then she lost her son's dog. That's a triggering, topic for her. And as far as you not checking in on her like you should, that's something you need to be accountable for too, Latrice, because it's back and forth for me. While it looks as if they both had a lack of communication in their relationship, because both Latrice and Selena have a great relationship. They have been friends for more than a decade. So I do believe that this is a friendship worth saving. And I do hope that after this conversation, they ain't having no more issues. I really hope so. So then we got Marie and Carrie. They have a conversation about what was said between them, because Marie did not meet her first, but she had heard she was talking shit about her outfit, and Carrie stood on what she said. Yeah, you going on a journey. You and your futuristic outfit is giving spaceship ready, but you look fabulous though. But Marie was like, oh girl, this grandma-ish you got going on with this drawstring ponytail, like it's not giving Belle. When you're with the Bells, you gotta look like you a Belle. You don't look like you a Belle. But come on now, Marie. While I did not really mind Carrie's outfit, her outfit fit the theme of what the event was. Yours didn't. Yes, I know. Carrie probably does her own hair, and she probably does natural type of protective styles, but she don't put a lot of heat on it. Yeah, but don't touch the woman's ponytail, okay? Don't do that. And then they started to do a posing match back and forth in the mirror, and I'm like, this is ridiculous, okay? Because Carrie said she was trying to channel Whitley Gilbert. This is timeless classic. I was like, stop, please, please, please. And Marie was like, listen, you're going to come in this group, expect to get hazed, okay? Because you can't come in here all strong, acting like you an OG. No, you got to work your way in, okay? You can't just come out the gate swinging. But then it's like, do we have time? We know how Belle Collective is a short season. We don't have time to fill people out, okay? You come in and you do what you do. But I think maybe this Friday we might see more of Carrie than how she's presented to us the first couple of episodes, because I honestly don't mind her. But I just think the way that she's being brought in is making her look like she's doing a bit too much. But either way, they both was just giving each other slugs back and forth. And then Marie walks away. And it ends off with Selena inviting all of the ladies to her all-white affair in honor of her son, and to give other people a safe space to talk about any grief they have been dealing with. And then how she said that losing a child is the worst feeling you could ever have, and having to figure out how to move on. So that was the end of Letitia's events. Happy about that, moving on. So now we got Selena. She is stopping by her girls to check in on them, and her daughter Sky, and her grandchildren. And Sky is pretty much ready to pop, okay? She's in her 39th week, and the labor has not started yet. So with these new additions coming into the mix, she has prayed. So she has been very blessed and have been very happy that she's able to witness her children starting their own families. So then she talks to her girls about Mike, and that, you know, Mike has bought another truck, an 18-wheeler, and he's bought a boat. And all of this was done without me knowing about it. And then I find out he went out of town at the last minute. So it's like, what else haven't you told me? And I don't see how we could be in this space. And then she's reflecting on how she grew up in a home where she grew up on communication. And the fact that her man is a man of a few words. And it's like, I'm trying to be your wife. I'm trying to be your everything. And how come you're not trusting me in our relationship like you did before? So then she's talking about when they got together. And it was around the time that she was grieving the loss of her son. And she fell in love with this man. Like, she don't see nobody else but him. And she don't think they moved too fast, but he said all of the right things, and giving us a reminder that her son did lose his life in 2020, and she's still not over it. And having Mike be there. And then she said that when she's in her space where she doesn't want to talk, she doesn't want to express her feelings, that's probably where she is having a block in communication, because Selena tends to hold back on how she feels too, because she doesn't want to present herself as she's being nagging towards Mike by asking him to tell her certain things. So she just hides them, which isn't good to do. And the girls all love Mike. You know what I'm saying? And especially when it came down to their grieving over their brother and being there for Selena, they could only comfort her in the way that they thought they could. And Mike came in and comforted her in a different way. And we love him, but we also love you. So we're not going to choose him over you. And you don't want to enter a marriage with problems. But I do think that they gave Selena great advice, even though she was expecting an answer and she really didn't get it. But are you looking for problems to have to give you a reason to not say yes to this man? Because while your daughters are telling you, we love him, but we also want you to be happy. So whatever choice you make, we will accept it. So we'll figure it out. Hopefully you figure it out soon, Selena. And we're moving on. And we end things off with Marie and Martin. First of all, Marie, where were you going with these utility high boots? Where were you going? Anyway, she just wants to see where they're at, because they haven't spoken since he's been back from Germany, and he did take the kids up to the mountain to ski, and that's what's drawn her into Martin. Martin is a devoted family man. And then she talks about when he came back into town, they hung out for a couple of times, and then he disappeared for 3 weeks. Didn't understand what was going on, didn't know whether or not he went back to Germany, and she was unaware about what he was doing. So considering that he was MIA. His reason was he was working a lot. I wanted more of a reason from that, but of course. So to me, it sounds like she was using that break she had with Martin without understanding why he wasn't around as much to pretty much welcome Cedric back in her life even more. And he said, so something changed. Something changed with your heart. And then all of a sudden she's grabbing a tissue and I'm not seeing no tears. And she got emotional by saying Cedric has my heart and he's been there for me, and she's leaning towards him. So I hope you understand that we cannot be no more. But I'm like, was this a real breakup though, Marie? Are you really sad over this? And then she said she is ready to be 100% in with Cedric and really want the best for Martin. I was like, girl, you wasted this man's time and your time. To me though, Marie, was this a whole setup just for you to say you want to be back with your ex-husband? Was Martin a means to an end? Was he already on his way out the door of not being your man because you really wanted Cedric to say, choose me? Like, I don't understand that. But you know what? They hugged and they wished each other the best. Fine, that's it, that's all. Episode over. I was like, Marie, go ahead with this shit. And first of all, why was you eating pizza with a fork? That was something odd to me. Like, I know she's not eating pizza with a fork. But anyway, that's it. That's all I have. I mean, the episode, like I said, was fine, but it was all about Marie. And I just cannot wait for this Friday, y'all. I'm super excited because everything's about to come out in flames. But please stay tuned for my next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye. And let me also add another thing. Carlos, what is this intro? No. What is this intro? This intro is tacky. This intro is just all out of whack. I don't understand it. Even last season's intro was horrible. Like, what is the budget? Is there a budget? Because this makes no sense. I didn't like that when Letitia was front and center and then she had to snap her fingers pretty much saying, okay, girls, get information. Like, who the fuck is she? That was on my mind. And I just don't like it. I look forward to fasting forward that because I can't stand that intro. But hey, that's it. I'm done. Bye, y'all.